If you are wondering why there's so much glam here, it's probably because we are at a special event by Ponds. With us is Mr. Pratik Ved, Skincare Head, Beauty and Wellbeing, Hindustan Unilever Limited. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Really excited.
So, how are you feeling since Ponds is stepping into a new era?
No, I think it's really exciting times for the whole Ponds team, and we can't wait to take this new era of Ponds to.
So we would like to know a little bit more about this new era. What's going to be like? What will be the unique proposition around it?
Yeah. See, we all know the India growth story, and I think with that growth story comes a lot of aspiration. And wherever in the world there is aspiration, we know that the beauty industry is, right? And I think that's what's happening in India. It's a very exciting industry right now. If you look at consumers, while there are different segments of consumers in India, one thing is common, that they want real solutions and they want science-backed solutions. And I think as we get into this new era of Ponds, the idea is to get Ponds Skin Institute to the fore and ensure that we give products and offerings to our consumers which really work.
This is so interesting. So, like we talked about a general sense of what we are going to do ahead. I also wanted to know how will your communication be lined up for the new era?
Yeah, no, I think this has been in the works for some time, and we are very happy to say that our new communication, which is breaking, we of course have Kiara as our brand ambassador, and you will see the communication shortly. We also have Preeti Suresh in some of our communication, and you will also see when you see the communication, you will realize that it's different, it's vibrant, but it's also backed in science. And I think that's the big push which we are doing on Ponds.
It's very interesting. And how, if you were to say, how is this particular communication? How it's going to be like? What will be the different mediums that you'll be using? Rough idea of your marketing strategy going ahead.
One of the big things which comes with Ponds is the scale of the brand, right? And I'm sure we all know the size of the brand, right? And I think its ability to create impact across consumer segments, right? And our marketing strategy actually mirrors that, right? We have big scale, and hence we use different marketing mediums. We of course use television, but we are quite active on digital as well. And we also do events like these, right, where a lot of influencers can come and interact with us, right? So I think all in all, it's a 360-degree marketing approach. Over the next 3 months, a lot will be seen in the market. But our strategy is to ensure that we go behind all our consumer segments, which we can cater with the range.
Interesting. And if you were to ask about any particular hero product or any particular hero range, that could you name one, or do you think that there are different products and they all are heroes?
Yeah, no, I think so. Today we are showcasing our 4 platforms. And we like to call them our 4 pillars in terms of our product architecture. So we have age variant, we have sun variant, we have bright variant, and of course we have hydra variant, right? So I think depending on what what enhancement or what consumer problem the consumer needs to solve, they can take their pick. And I think I can promise that each of those products is backed with real science which works. And I think maybe you should also try some products to start with. And I think it's really exciting.
Definitely. And you talked about science bit, that a lot of science goes into it. I also want to know what is the role of science and generally the role of research and development in Ponds.
No, thanks. That's a great question. For us, R&D, science, and product tech is at the heart of everything we do at Ponds. And I think so if you look at even the history of Ponds, it has always been science, right? It has been delivering solutions which really work. And I think we have a team of almost 700 global researchers which work on Ponds. A lot of them are in India, who work a lot on Indian skin, who understand the Indian skin very, very well, and ensure that our products are tailor-made for those, right? So I think It's a very, very important part for us. If you meet anyone from the Pons team, be it the marketing team, be it the R&D team, you will hear them talking about product. And I think that's something which we're really proud at, as a brand. And yeah, hopefully our consumers see it reflecting in our products as well.
That is very interesting, the approach that you are taking and have been taking. But I want to know that bonds has been one of India's favorite. But at this point of time, like we know that there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of people who are entering the market. So how are you continuing the legacy power of this brand?
Yeah.
And I also want to know how are you trying to be above the rest?
Yeah. No, one of the things is we're all aware of the legacy of the brand, right? And as all of us who work on Pons, we really understand that it's a big responsibility for us to take the brand forward. Our approach to take the brand forward, in fact, this has been the approach always, is to understand the consumers and almost bring the future now to the consumers, right? And I think any conversation on Pons, we always start with what is the problem our consumer is facing, what does the consumer need, and I think once we start from there, I think things just flow. And in fact, one of the big insights which we've been working on now is that as our consumers really step out, right, and as they live their life, right, because life is getting more and more, if I can say, hectic. There are so many aggressors which actually end up having a lot of effect on the skin, right? And I think for that consumer, if we have to design science-led solutions, what would those be? So I think consumer problem, what she wants has always been the guiding light, and I think we start from there. And I think so far we've done a good job, and we hope to continue on this journey.
Sure. And lastly, I want to also know about these days we keep hearing a lot about the avenue of interactive ads. We see a lot of interaction happening. Brands are communicating directly because whether it's because of social media, but also because of digital. What is happening is that there are interactive ads which are in the form of quizzes, which are in the form of polls. So, what is your take on interactive initiations like this?
Yeah, look, I think we are experimenting a lot first, right? So I think this is the new era of marketing, and I think as one of the biggest skincare brands in the country, we are trying a lot of things. One of the things specifically which I want to talk about, is the use of AI, which we've used to ensure that consumers can understand their skin better, right? So if you go on our website, there is actually a skin analyzer which uses AI to firstly understand how your skin is and also predict what are the big problems you might have, and hence what is the best solutions. So I think for us, beauty tech is a very important part. But yeah, there's also a lot of experimenting and learning which we are doing with it. So yeah, I think as a marketeer also, it's a very exciting time for us.
This was Mr. Pratik Ved. Thank you for giving time to us, and all the best for the new era of Pons.
Thank you.